What's happening? It's another good day for mobility with 5 Pillar Mobility. Thanks for joining us today. If you haven't already, grab yourself a nice comfy spot on your mat. Take a couple of nice deep breaths. And as you breathe that air out, just feel the weight of the world fall off your shoulders. Let go of all that stress, all that anxiety, any negativity. Just let it float away. Imagine breathing in happy vibes and breathing out anything that's been weighing you down. And we'll start to give attention to that breath and start to direct it deep. Feeling that belly rise in the inhale. And breathing through the nose if you can. We'll take a quick scan through that body, head to toe, just feeling for anything that feels tense. And anything that does, just let it go soft. Starting with your head, your neck, your traps, your pecs, your back muscles, your arms, your core, your hips, your legs, your ankles, right down to your toes. Just feel everything get limp. Mentally settle into your happy place. And we'll take one more breath here. We'll slowly sigh out that breath. And we'll shift into the left side pecs. So start with a quick search through that pec muscle. You might find tension in around the collarbone, and in the armpit, and closer to the sternum. Just feel at what needs attention today. Let the anatomy pics and the videos be your starting point, and really pay attention to your body to feel out what needs attention. Once you've found that target spot, experiment a little with how you're addressing that tension. You can roll on that tissue, you can lie still, you can move your arm through positions you struggle with. These are all options. Just feel out what your body needs. And once you've settled in, take your attention back to your breath and concentrate on getting passive. Every passing breath, challenge yourself to get a little more passive throughout your whole body. Just relaxing through any tissue we don't need. One more breath here. We'll sigh out that breath and shift our attention into the left side lat. So let's start by searching through that left side wing muscle. Feel out what area needs attention. And then play around with your position, the angle, the amount of pressure. Settle into whatever your body's telling you it needs today. Working within your pain-free limits. Maybe finding a position you struggle with, whether that's overhead or external rotation. Whatever this exercise looks like for you today, just settle in and then take your attention back to your breath. Doing your best to sync your breathing with this target area. Every time you breathe out, challenge yourself to get a little more passive through that target area and through any tissues we don't absolutely need to hold this position. And let's take one more long, slow, deep, relaxing breath here. Take your time sighing out that breath. And we'll stick with the same shoulder and shift gears into the tricep. So let's work our way through the back side of that upper arm, searching for what needs attention. Maybe the medial or lateral or right in the middle. We find this most useful to release while you're in an overhead position. And then settle into the right amount of pressure, the right angle of pressure. You may find it helpful to move through the shoulder or the elbow to help facilitate that release. These are all options to choose from. And the only way to know what's going to work best is by testing a few of those options out and just seeing how your body responds. This whole program is about getting better connected with your body. So really feel out what this exercise needs to look like for you to get the most benefit today. Let's take one more long, slow, deep, relaxing breath here. Take your time sighing out that breath. And we'll transition into some traction work for this left shoulder. We'll do this in a child's pose version. Start by pinning your left wrist to your mat using your right hand and gently leaning back. As we do that, we're targeting the whole joint area. We want to reduce the joint pressure, so think about relaxing those muscles closest to the joint. Those posterior delts, those muscles around your armpits. Should be zero pain, zero feelings of instability. If there's anything here that doesn't feel right, just adjust the exercise until you're in a version that's going to work for you today. Let's take one more long, slow, deep, relaxing breath here. And we'll move into an overhead scorpion stretch on this left side. So if we start face down, arms out in a Y, and then open yourself up towards your left side to stretch through the anterior delts and pecs of that left shoulder. Ideally, we want that arm out and above about 45 degrees. If you're not exactly 45, don't worry about it. Settle into whatever feels right for today. Concentrate on getting passive through the whole front side of that shoulder. Just submit to the position. Again, we want zero pain, zero numbness, zero tingling. Just a nice stretching sensation. And in a few seconds, we'll gently get active by attempting to press your left palm down into the floor to resist this stretch. And let's go ahead, starting with nice easy tension. Slowly ramping that tension up as we go. Finishing with a big squeeze here, last 5, 3, 2, 1. Let's gently reverse. Attempting to pull yourself deeper into this stretch by squeezing through the back side of your shoulder. Ramping up that tension as we go. Finishing with a big squeeze here, last 5, 3, 2, 1. Big breath. Relax that breath out. Concentrating, getting passive through the shoulder, just submitting to the position. Scanning through that whole shoulder area, anything that feels tense. Just attempt to breathe it out. Let's take one more deep breath here. As we sigh out that breath, we'll shift our focus into the right shoulder, starting with those pecs. Let's go face down on that lacrosse ball again. Settling into the right amount of pressure, right angle of pressure, the right shoulder position, the right torso position. Again, use the video as a starting point and really do some experimenting to feel out what your body needs today. And then once we're there, settle back on your breath, doing your best to sync your breathing with that target area. As you let go of air, try to let go of tension. Getting as passive as you can through that target area. Through all those stress muscles, relaxing through your traps, your face, your head, your neck. Relaxing through your whole lower body. Mentally settling into your happy place. Take one more long, slow, deep, relaxing breath here. Take your time sighing out that breath. And we'll shift into the lats on this right side. So we'll start with a search through those wing muscles on this right shoulder. Feel out what area needs attention for today. Experiment a little with the angle of pressure, the amount of pressure, shoulder position. And once you're there, concentrate on getting passive through that shoulder. Using your breath to calm your mind. Using your mind to calm your body. And just allow yourself to enjoy the moment. With every passing breath, challenge yourself to get more comfortable, more relaxed, more passive. Just enjoying some me time. Nothing else matters in this world for this next 10 minutes. Let's take one more long, slow, deep, relaxing breath here. Take your time sighing out that breath. And we'll transition into this right side tricep. So searching through the back side of that upper arm on this right side. Feeling out what needs attention. You can actively press down into that ball using your right arm. You can use the weight of your head. You can lift portions off of your mat to add more pressure in that target area. These are all options to play with. And the only person that's going to know what's going to work best for you today is you. You're in charge here of this routine. So feel out what you need physically and mentally to get the most out of this routine. Every chance we get, circling back to your breath. Nice relaxing rhythm of breath, pace of breath, shape of breath. That helps you find calm. And we'll take one more long, slow, deep, relaxing breath here. Let's sigh out that breath. And we'll start some traction work on this right shoulder. So we'll pin that right wrist to your mat using your left hand, gently leaning away to get a pulling stretch through that shoulder. And remember, the target is around the shoulder joint itself. Really try to get passive in all those muscles closest to your shoulder. Those pecs, those upper lats, that subscap, armpit area. Challenge yourself to let those muscles go to sleep and settle into the right amount of stretch. Should be zero pain, zero discomfort. Just a nice subtle pressure release in around the shoulder joint itself. Take one more long, slow, deep, relaxing breath here. As you sigh out that breath, we'll shift into the right side overhead scorpion stretch. So again, face down, arms in a Y, opening yourself up towards your right side to target that anterior delt and pec on the right side. Settling into whatever level of stretch feels right. And then getting as passive as you can. Consciously relaxing through that shoulder, through the pec. Again, using your breath to relax your mind and letting those calming vibes spread around that target tissue and around any tissue we don't absolutely need to hold this position. And in 10 seconds, we'll gently get active through this right side by attempting to press your palm down into the floor. And let's go ahead, starting with nice easy tension. Slowly ramping that tension up as we go. And let's finish with a big squeeze here. Last 5, 3, 2, 1. Let's gently reverse, attempting to pull deeper into the stretch, using the back side of that shoulder, ramping up that tension as we go. Let's finish with a big squeeze here. Last 5, 3, 2, 1. Let's take a big breath. Sigh that breath out. Get nice and passive. Relax through that whole shoulder. Just submit to the position. Challenging yourself to turn off a new muscle every time you breathe out. Let's take one more breath here. And let's sigh out that breath. And we'll shift gears into the left side forearm. And we'll work on those flexors. So the flexor groups are on your palm side. So we'll go palm down on your lacrosse ball. Working through those forearm muscles. Feeling out what areas need attention. How much tension we need to apply. You can be rolling here. You can be lying statically. You can be moving through your wrist and fingers. These are all options, and all of them work to varying degrees. Just find what your body needs today. Settle in. This can be a fairly active exercise, depending how much tension we're applying. You can actually use that right arm to add some extra pressure. Regardless of what the exercise looks like and how much effort we're putting in, still want to challenge yourself to stay as passive as you can, especially mentally, especially through the tissues that we don't need right now. Settling into those calming vibes and getting as passive as you can. One more deep, relaxing breath here. As we sigh it out, we'll shift into the right side. With shifting arms, searching through that forearm flexor group on the right side. Feeling out what needs attention. Feeling out how much pressure to apply. Remaining as relaxed as you can mentally and physically. Maintaining those nice, deep, relaxing breaths. Sticking with those positive vibes. And we'll take one more long, slow, deep, relaxing breath here as we sigh out that breath. We'll finish up today's routine with some wrist circles. So let's sit up and rest your forearms on your knees and start to move your wrist in circular motion. Starting with nice easy tension. And as we work our way through the minute, challenging yourself to get a little deeper into your end range, attempting to carve out new range. Each rep, challenge yourself to come a little further into that end range, making yourself work a little harder. Generally, the harder we work here, the more benefit we get. For areas that feel particularly sticky, give them a little extra attention. Sometimes a second push in towards that end range. Last few seconds, let's really give it a good squeeze into those corners. And we'll finish off this last rep. And we'll sigh it out. And we'll call it a day. Thanks so much for joining us here today. This was episode number 100. We're going to be taking a intermission on producing new videos, but we'll be back soon. Thanks so much for supporting our channel. If you like today's routine, please do like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you again soon. Take care.